All right, we are live. What is going on, mother YouTube? First things first, congrats. We hit 10K on this channel. You might be wondering, why is my lamp gone? I'm actually in the middle of moving right now. So actually, my lamp is sitting over there and I'm actually trying to sell most of my stuff. Pretty cool stuff, guys. But yeah, I just really want to thank you guys for just being a loyal subscriber to this channel, to me, to just tuning in, to all the love, man, for all the people that have really stuck it out for, well, here's the truth. I've been on YouTube since 2014. Started Refugee Hustle around 2014 as well. So that's kind of like the story behind it. But I never thought it would be really anything. I've always actually wanted to do YouTube ever since the 2006 days when I first saw YouTube on the landscape and stuff. And I was going to do a separate video about it. I actually shot a video earlier this morning about hitting 10K, but I don't know, it just didn't feel like it was right. I was just rambling on over and over and over again. And I was like, you know what? You guys deserve something a little bit better. Maybe like a 3 lessons or lessons learned from hitting 10K or something, or 10 lessons learned from hitting 10K and all that. Really appreciate it. By the way, thank you for that first like. Really appreciate it. We got 8 people in the house. We got Patrick Morty. What's going on, homie? It's been you're one of the OG people as well. And actually, what I wanted to show you guys was I was actually writing a newsletter for Refugee Hustle. So I've been a lot more active with my newsletter. In the past, I've been just really shit in the bed, bro, like with these newsletters, but I'm learning to really love the communication back and forth. I get a lot of emails back and forth, and it's just amazing to be able to develop a really personal like type of newsletter with y'all. And I'm making some changes. I also started writing my vision every single day about Refugee Hustle, about where I want to take it. I'm actually in the middle of doing some major projects concerning like charity and stuff. Tomorrow I have a really big video coming out. It's probably, I'm not saying it's going to go viral, but it's definitely going to spark some very interesting dialogue in the digital marketing world. So I have that coming out. And honestly, I have not been really focused on YouTube too much. Been really focused on my pharmacy M&A deals and whatnot. So I actually created my pitch deck and been writing my vision and stuff before I go talk to people. So I'm at that point where I'm like getting a little bit nervous. I'm reaching out to CEOs and all that sort of stuff, finding my board members. So that's really where I'm at for that. Yeah, I literally printed out pieces of Build Your Own Guthrie by Dan Penny, a really great book. Build your first 100 million as well. So that's where I'm at. Haven't gone back to jiu-jitsu since I've been back here, but I've been lifting and stuff. And what else? What is the last goal? So for y'all that don't know, I always keep my goals right here. But you know, growing my YouTube following to 100K, and I would really love to do that. And yeah, let's see. Brad says, yo, Kevin, thanks for reaching out to me, having a conversation. I really appreciate it. You deserve 10K, man. I think 10K is only the beginning, man, because I want to spread this to 10, 20, 100K. And really this year, I'm just going to be investing a lot more into this channel, a lot more into Refugee Hustle. I feel like I've always had the kind of like the potential to do a lot more with my life. And coming from QLA, you know, like when I first came back from QLA, I was like, damn, I'm not thinking big enough, right? And even right now, as I'm kind of settling back here, because I'm moving out right now and I've just been thinking a lot about my life, I've been thinking about how can I actually get there. So it's really weird. I've been doing these affirmations almost every single day. I missed actually a few, but I've been doing affirmations on most days. And I'm taking all these small micro movements, man. It is fucking crazy. I've been like, so I invested into an application called Kartra. So I'm actually redoing, for y'all that don't know, I actually run a investing channel on, if you type in Kick-Ass Investing on YouTube, my investing channel will come up. But I've actually been investing in Kartra, these tools where I can really understand my customers a lot more, see what kind of content really hits with them, and just scale it to a fucking moon. I'm really excited this period too, because I'm going to be taking my friend Richard Nich's marketing academy. I'm so stoked for it. Like I don't know, like I just feel like I just need a whole rebranding and all this new vision shit. So yeah, man, really appreciate it. Oh, we got the chat popping off. If you guys haven't liked this video quite yet, there's 10 people who haven't. Would really mean the world if you could do that for me and all that as well. Lemon Doug, oh yeah, the family. Christchurch says congrats. Oh, speaking about pharmacy, because I recognize some of these people with the pharmacy and stuff. I'm actually interviewing a Air Force pharmacist very soon. We submitted, so I wrote up a little draft of all the questions I want to ask, because it has to be reviewed before actually do the interview and all that. So they're reviewing the questions and stuff like that. And so we're moving forward with the interview. So really excited. If you guys are really into pharmacy content, let's do it. Let's help you guys with that, and really taking more responsibility with my life, with really helping you guys. By the way, fun fact, since you guys are on the stream already, might as well just tell you, there's two things I'm working on. I'm actually in the middle of converting all my merch. So you see all this merch I wear all the time? It's all going to be donated to the United UN Refugee Agency. I might look for a different charity, but that's the charity I'm doing now, and I might do a different charity every single week, or not week, month or something like that. And also, I am opening up a Patreon for this channel. And it's not for what you think. I'm actually going to be doing a charity every single month, making content out of it, telling a story behind it, something like that. I haven't really thought about the content wise of it, but it never really felt right for me to ask for money through a Patreon. And what I want to do is just really, a lot of people, they just don't have the time to donate and invest. And so like my channel, my brand, my personal brand being Refugee Hustle, it's so I want to help people through their life stages and stuff too. So I know the more systems or more ways I can leverage my social media and stuff to help others, man, I think it's gonna change a lot of lives, and it's good karma at the end of the day. So yeah, let's see. Dr. NutriFit, how to earn money with zero in the account, how to make a PayPal account from Pakistan, says Doctor. Yo, Tom says, yo, hope you're having a great weekend. Honestly, my weekend could be going better. I've just been, like, this week, I've just been on hustle mode like crazy. Like, I've been kind of shutting out a lot of distractions in my life. Yesterday, my friends asked me if I want to go out at night. I just said no. Like, dude, I'm just so focused on my goals right now and all that. It's the start of the new year. Although, honestly, it's not even the fact that it was the start of the new year. It was like really coming back from that seminar and realizing that, I'm not like I'm a lazy piece of shit, but realizing there's a lot more potential for me to do. And if I want to help people create their rich life, I have to create my rich life first. And that's going to be through M&A, that's going to be through a lot. And I'm not going to lie, it's actually really scary in my life right now, just because I'm venturing in as you know, Tom, you're in that world. I don't know what like a part of me doesn't know what the fuck I'm doing. It is crazy, man. Like, I have no idea what I'm doing when it comes to M&A, taking one step at a time. It makes me nervous, man. It makes me nervous talking to C-level execs and stuff like that. But I know that with practice and with just jumping into the fire, into the flame, that's how you grow. That's how you grow. So David Parkinson says, hey, awesome charity. I liked. Awesome. Where was Dr. Kevin last week? Vacation. So was it interesting? So if you guys don't know, I actually, last week, what happened? Oh yes. So I actually flew back from Boston. So after Scotland, I actually went to Boston, and then from Boston I went back to LA, and I actually left my HDMI cable over in Boston, dude. So fucking sucks. So I couldn't stream. I actually bought a new one, so this is a new HDMI cable. So that's where I was. Truthfully, could I have last week? Yeah, I could have. I could have just done like this view instead. So I actually can change up my views like this, and the quality is not as good and stuff, but I prefer to do high quality stuff. But I was actually very tired. I actually met up with a like a he does a lot of M&A already. He's like a CEO for a certain organization, CFO. He had experience with the bank and stuff like that. And so I was just picking his brain. And by the time I got back, it was already like, man, and I think it was almost 7:30. I usually stream at about 6. So I was really lagging behind that, man. So that's what was going on with that. Cool. So by the way, 18 people in here, 11 people who haven't, make sure to like this video. Anyways, Brad Smith says, I'm going into a lot of credit card debt to get the equipment I need. I will try to pay it back, but worst case, I'll file bankruptcy. Any advice for that? Ooh, boy. Well, it depends, man. Bankruptcy is not, I think it stays on your record for about like 7 years or something like that, man. And anything that you can do to prevent it, that'd be, I mean, yeah, like I would not. It depends what I don't see, Brad. I don't know what you're trying to do, or where you're trying to go. But typically, if you make an investment, you have to have some sort of end destination or pick a really great business model that's going to be profitable. I mean, worst case scenario, a lot of time, you can always like sell the equipment depending what it is, right? If it's a non-perishable item, if it's like, for example, if you're investing in video equipment. Dude, there's so many ways to monetize that. You can either start renting out to people, right? B, you can sell it back. It's really not that hard. That's why I keep all my boxes for my camera gear, for all that, for a higher resale value. I mean, here's the thing. Like, I don't know what you're trying to do. If you want to give me some context, that'd be really great, man. But hopefully you don't have to do that, man. Hopefully your investment will pay off by then, right? So, do you think Fred Lam will overhaul his marketing strategy in 2020 and going forward? Or do you think he'll continue making more cringy content? No shade. Well, I'll be honest with you guys. I'm not a big fan of Fred Lam. Like his content, I don't know him. Keep in mind, I don't know him as a person. I'm just not a fan of all these like marketers and stuff like that. Like kind of being like, oh, here's my book, and it's a clear lead magnet. Okay, like I get it, right? We all gotta pitch some sort of lead magnet. There's that term ABC, always be closing. So you're always selling things, always doing that sort of stuff. But man, some people do it really well, some people do it really cringily, and Fred to me is very cringy. But I'm not saying he doesn't know his stuff. I don't know. He obviously has a bigger YouTube channel than me and all that. So I don't know. He definitely knows something, but I don't know. So maybe he will. But honestly, I'm not even focused on people like Fred Lam. I'm just focused on myself, bro. So Good Vibe says, I was curious about getting into pharmacy until I found out the field was oversaturated. What type of careers in the medical field would you recommend that pays well and is demand? So this would normally be a time where I whip out my favorite resource. And if you guys know, my favorite resource is Bureau of Labor Statistics. But instead of pulling up the screen, take a look at it for yourself. It's a government website for the U.S. And what I would recommend right now, like if you're looking for, it depends what you want, the end destination. So if you want to work with patients, but you don't want to really go down the med school route, which I don't blame a lot of people because it is a lot of time and some people just want to have a life at the end of the day, right? And so in terms of really great fields, so I believe optometry is at 10% growth rate, but like there's expected increase in jobs by 10% by 2028. PA is soaring. There's a lot of demand for PA. It's almost 30%, right? And maybe you know what? I'll pull one up, right? Bureau of, and like literally, this is all I do. I just go into here. So I'll show you this. Let's expand this. All right. So I just go Bureau of Labor Statistics, physician assistant. And what you want to do is just take a look over here. 31% job outlook. Really great. Gives you idea of the number of jobs. the type of degree, average pay, all that sort of stuff too. So PA is really, really solid. I would also take a look at optometry as well. Optometry is, I think, 10%. And then nursing is pretty decent as well. But, take a look at some of these. And also, I haven't actually, what's really funny? Hold on. Let me just, what is it? Physical therapist, and let's take a look at occupational therapist, and look at the Bureau of Labor Statistics here, and Bureau of Labor Statistics. So if we take a look at this, I'm going to switch the screen. Just give me 1 second. Cool. So yeah, my computer tends to slow down when I'm like streaming like in this view. So, OT doing really well. Really, obviously not as much pay, but really high job growth. Same with PT, 22%. So there's a lot of different health fields that are doing super, super well. So that is my suggestion, man. And really, once you find a career or health care profession that you really like, just really start talking to people, seeing what it's like, and maybe I'll grab some more people. If you're really interested in these healthcare professions, I can grab some people and do a quick interview with them. Like, dude, I actually joined this group called Asian Hustle Network. Really solid, a lot of professionals and stuff. I can't wait to delve into it. Really supportive community and stuff like that. And I've been active in it almost not every single day, but every other day. I've only been active in it for 2 days. So yeah. M&A, mergers and acquisitions, right? That's what it is. Essentially, it's like, I guess, I don't know. And if anybody's a finance major or anything like that, excuse my ignorance, but basically it's like flipping businesses and stuff like that, merging them together, acquiring businesses and merging them together and selling it off or taking it public. That's really the high level concept of it, right? By the way, seven people haven't liked this video. Make sure to like this mother video. Hey, Job Pastor says, are you going to a 1-day seminar? Also, how's your QLA process going so far? So tomorrow's my first, I have to finalize my report to Dan Pena for tomorrow. So I'm going to be submitting that. As far as the QLA process, honestly, I haven't been getting too far. I know I'm going to get yelled at. I've been kind of, not going to lie, I've been kind of cunsing out. And that's Dan Pena's talk, right? Where it's like, okay, this week what I did was I finalized my pitch deck for investors, right? Was really interesting. I was looking at competitive companies within the pharmacy realm, seeing their pitch decks, seeing like the concept of it, and really modeled from it, right? And looking up a lot of stats. And it's really interesting. It takes a lot of work to do those pitch decks and stuff if you're not good with PowerPoint. For me, I haven't really touched PowerPoint or any of that stuff in a long, long time. So I was doing that. I was writing my executive summary so I can send it to different CEOs. I'm looking at different CEOs right now. I literally have 10 CEOs on my browser right now that I'm going to start messaging on LinkedIn and stuff. So that's really my process right now. I'm just assembling the board, and I'm going to move really, really quickly. As far as cold calling and interviewing people, I'm not too worried, but the only thing I'm worried about is just I'm just so new at this that I don't know anything. But I also know mentally, one step at a fucking time. There's a reason why Dan Pena has Forrest Gump on his wall, because it's literally one step, second step, one step, second step, and it's important not to get so overwhelmed. But the fear is in me, and it's very real. I don't know. I'm going to Toastmasters tomorrow. So I might be going Toastmasters to Monterey Park. I haven't decided yet, but either Monterey Park or K-Town, whatever's closest to me. So plan to do that. Oh boy, we got 21 people, 21 savage in here, man. Awesome. If we can get 21 likes, that'd be sick. Kevin, you seem really good with people. One of my 2020 resolutions is to hang out with more intelligent people I can learn from. What's your recommendation getting to know people? That's a great question, man. Honestly, at the end of the day, I think the easiest way to meet people online these days is just join a group, see who's active, hit them up, respond to them directly, shoot them a video, or send them a voice message. I literally do this all the time. I'm making friends is really easy for me, and I think that's really the key to it. You just gotta be proactive and just like find like-minded people, right? So for example, I joined Asian Hustle Network because I'm really into entrepreneurship, right? And I thought it'd be really cool just to meet other people who are on a similar hustle, who are doing digital marketing, who are looking to, or more so doing these things. And it's been really great. I've been meeting like a new person almost every single day. I actually have a goal of meeting 3 people every single day. And Dan Pena is going to probably yell at me, be like, "You're spending time with the wrong people." But you know what? That's one of my strengths. I'm really great at meeting people just because, I think where it comes from is that I'm actually genuinely interested in people. It's not a fake facade where I'm just trying to use you and whatnot. No, it's like, dude, I love learning about people's stories. I love helping people if I can, right? And it's just really sticking to your strengths, man. Finding something that's in common, being curious about people, and just really caring about people. And you can't force yourself to care about people. That's not something that everybody can do, but you can always find something to relate with someone. So yeah, Lemon, by the way, if you need help with it, feel free to shoot me an email, bro, and we can talk more offline as well, or you can shoot some more questions here. What's the best way to rebuild bad credit? Do you have any advice? Student loans are to blame if you're wondering that's the root cause. Student loans are tough, bro. Like, that, because even if you like file bankruptcy, they stick with you for the rest of your life. That's the US. And actually, what's really funny? Well, not funny. It's actually quite sad. But there was an article on Reddit where people fled the country because of their student loans. It was really interesting. Yeah, so if you actually go on Reddit and stuff, you'll see all these articles and stuff about people fleeing the country to avoid student loans, which is crazy, right? That is fucking crazy. We have a real crisis on our hands, and it's really fucked up. But unfortunately, that's kind of business sometimes. Like, business is not always win-win. It's a lot of time lose, like, especially, that's why I'm saying, like, a lot of people promise like school will make you successful and stuff. That is not the case. It's always self-made, just like with any online program, and with school, it's always self-made. So I want to put emphasis on that. Now, to answer your original question, in terms of student loan, how to rebuild your credit. So, one of the things I do as a closer, man, I always make recommendations. I'm there to help people, even if they don't have money. I'm there to help rebuild their credit. So one of the quick tricks that I've been learning. I wish I could pull Ramit's book up. I don't have it, but I always tell people every 6 months, like, ask for. So if you have a credit card, and you got to promise me you don't go into credit card debt for this, right? What you want to do is every 6 months, ask for a credit increase, right? On your cards, and make sure that you don't spend that amount. But basically what it's doing is increasing your credit to debt ratio. Now, there's a lot of different things to consider. This is not the only thing, but I feel like this is the easiest way. And over time, your credit will just go up, right? And obviously you want to pay, like, by doing that, you're increasing the credit side, and obviously you're going to pay off your debt side as well. So if you can get another income or something like that to start paying off that debt slowly, that'd be great. And but and this is what makes investing so damn not confusing but complicated, right? Because and then people are like, oh, you should be investing, and it all comes down to like your interest rate and your rate of return as well. So yeah, and so that's the best advice I can give you for the most part. Make sure to check your credit score. There's credit monitoring services, like usually your credit card will have one and stuff as well, but that's really great way to start. If you don't have any credit cards and you're really young, the Discover It card is really great. My friend Tom or Zach actually recommended told me about it, and I was like, oh, that's really, really cool. And so those are really great cards. If your credit is shot, like your 500s and shit, like, bro, then you need to get a secure credit card and work your way up like that. But there's a lot of different resources for that as well. But I think that's a good starting point, bro. Like that's really a good starting point. Actually, it's really interesting. I had one client, for one client, his credit was like 550, and we worked out a plan. Right now his credit is like 610 right now. After a few months, he hustled his ass off to get his credit, and what we're trying to do is get him in a good position where he can take out a loan to start up his business or something like that as well, right? And I was like, hey man, you've been hustling, how you feeling? And he was like, dude, I feel fucking amazing, bro. I was like, yeah, I mean, that's what it feels like to have financial confidence, and it feels great. And it really warms my heart to be able to touch people like that, because no one teaches you this shit. And maybe, like, I know Joe, he has his Joe Malian Academy. I don't want to create something that already exists, right? Like, that's one thing. I'm reading this great book by Osho, by the way, Living on Your Own Terms. And I don't want to recreate the wheel. I want to create something of value. But no one teaches you this financial confidence stuff. So maybe I should create like a free personal finance type of stuff, just to get your shit together, because no one taught me. I hit multiple overdraft fees and shit when I was younger. So that's really the case. But I hope that helps, man. If anybody has any tips, by the way, please let me know as well. Oh man, we got a lot of comments. Holy shit. Okay, I gotta go quicker, y'all. What are some of the best credit cards for a beginner to get, and which one have the highest limits? Oh yeah, like I was saying, discover it. Let me see. And if Tom, you're still in here, like, dude, you should definitely chime in. But let me see. And this isn't an affiliate or anything like that. Obviously, I don't have a brand deal or anything like that. But this is a Discover It cashback card, so that most people were recommending. But okay, cool. What are your thoughts about Jordan Belfort's sales coaching? So I've never taken Jordan Belfort's like full sales coaching. I've only read Way of the Wolf. That was a really great book, by the way. Maybe I should put a top list of all the best sales books that I think are the best ones. Jordan Belfort's is really, really great for the most part, right? Straight Line is really great Straight Line is really, really great. So I would say that. Tom says physician assistant is a good one to get into. Awesome. Yeah. So like I said, 30%, there's going to be huge job growth, and that's important to consider, because here's the thing. You want the odds in your favor, right? Even if you don't do that well in PA school and you come out, you still have a high probability of getting a job, right? Have you played this game called Yu-Gi-Oh? I've actually never played Yu-Gi-Oh. A few of my friends used to. I used to play Pokemon and Magic, bro. I used to be a kind of a nerd when it came to those type of things, but that's what I was into. Have you ever gotten into debt? If so, did you cry in the process? Actually, what's really interesting? So yes, obviously I have gotten into debt because of the whole pharmacy school, right? I didn't come from a super well-off family. Like, we're middle class, right? And luckily my parents saved some, like, growing up, but it wasn't all, right? So I had to take out loans. And so, yes, I did do that. And the second time that I went into debt was actually probably about a year ago. Literally. So this was really interesting. I learned this tactic from a few people. So basically I have really great credit. My credit is over 800, and I was taking this high ticket program, by Scott Ulsford's. I think it was called High Ticket Incubator. So I had enough liquid capital to pay it off, to buy it lump sum. But what was interesting was that I actually used a 0% APR card to pay for that investment, with the hopes of launching my high ticket program during that time. Now, what was really funny is that it actually did not pay off in the way that I thought it would pay off, right? It actually helped me secure better and bigger clients, right? It helped me secure with networking as well. So, but it basically, essentially, I was doing it to buy time, right? Because you never want to leave if you don't have to pay off a debt, don't pay it off immediately, because if you can find another way to have a higher rate of return somewhere else, that is probably the better thing. So for example, let me give a very concrete example so you guys understand what I'm talking about, right? So one of the first things that my uncle told me when I came out of school, pharmacy school, my debt was, let's say, I think it was about 6%. Stock market averages 8 to on on an average year, probably 7 to 12%. All right, let's give that spread depending on the year of the market, right? And so if the rate of return's a lot higher, then it makes sense to invest rather than just pay off your debt, right? As long as the rate of return is higher than the interest rate, So that's what the process is. And I think for me, like, I didn't cry obviously going into debt, right? Because there was an end solution, there was a purpose, right? For my decision, and worst case scenario, I didn't dig myself in that deep. Like, I could pay it off if I really wanted to, right? So that was it. Bert says, I made it that time. Awesome. I recently read your article on finding your passion. I found it very interesting. If you had the current knowledge and you were 18, where would you go to college? Oh, would you go to college? Well, here's the thing. You really got to ask yourself, what is the end goal, right? And if the end goal was really, like, for me, I still feel like I'm not going to lie, guys. I still feel like I'm trying to find out my passion every single day, or my purpose every single day. I don't know what my purpose is, to be honest with you. And by the way, if you could give me a like, that would be great. But I don't, it changes. And so it's kind of hard, man. Like, for example, if I knew I wanted to do M&A before, I might have gone to college, actually. Not specifically to do M&A, but really to maybe get a consulting job, so I'd be more comfortable in front of C-level execs or finance or something like that, and just be more involved with that lifestyle. I think that would be really cool, and that would be a clear purpose to end, right? Because I want to get my first M&A deal, right? But it's not absolutely necessary, right? For that same amount, I could go Dan Pena's or hire one of the M&A coaches online and gone that route. If I was wanting to be a digital marketer, I definitely would not go to school at all whatsoever, because these sort of skills you learn on the job, right? Or you can learn from courses online. But honestly, the best way to learn is actually on the job, like, because typically, if you work for someone, they'll teach you all the basics and stuff. Like, there's no way I could have learned pharmacy like through an online course, but it was through on the job where I just kind of acquired those skills and stuff. It was a win-win situation at the time, if that makes sense. So it really depends. It's tricky, but for me personally, I probably wouldn't have went to college. If I existed in this time of all this online knowledge, I wouldn't have gone to college. I'm planning on getting electric equipment, so renting it out is a great idea. There's a lot of great ways. Read this book, Personal MBA. I'll tell you the 12 forms of value. Actually, you don't even need to buy the book, man. I know you're you might be in debt. 12 forms of value, Personal MBA, standard forms of value, and this was a really great article. And it talks about all the things I'm talking about. Obviously everybody understands product, right? Because we buy shit all the time. You can provide a service. You can shared resource, right? You can charge for access. This can be digital or physical. There is like agency, audience aggregation, all these different things. These are all the different ways. Like, I love this book. This book was really technical, but it gave me kind of like some business foundations, because no one teaches you this shit at all. I never learned like these things, and I'm just really grateful. Someone like Josh Kaufman, this guy, the author, he took the time to really craft this great resource. So highly recommend it if you get a chance. You can probably find it at your local library if you're broke. Let's see. You are a pharmacist and you want to start your own YouTube channel too. What channels do you do for do you look for inspiration and learning in regards to growing your own channel? Some really great resources is I actually followed Sunny Lenarduzzi. She has a great course. I think do I have an affiliate for her? Oh man, I would love to plug it, but I don't even know. But Sunny Lenarduzzi is really great. She was a really great resource. My friend Peter, or his channel is BVC Co. Like literally broke BVC space Co. He has a great SEO. He has a great SEO course, and it's not that expensive. But those were some of the learning aspects. But honestly, at the end of the day, it's really creating a lot of videos, getting better at content creation. I'm not gonna lie, I know how to create dope ass content. I'm just fucking lazy, and sometimes I just don't know. Like I don't take. I think if I were to do a SWOT analysis on my YouTube channel, it's like not having clear direction of what I really want to do. Second thing, it's also not taking the time to really plan out my content in a very effective way. And so if I were to give myself feedback, that's what it would be. And probably not building a sustainable team or system to kind of grow my channel as well. So but there's a lot of different channels I watch. I mean, I watch like London Real. He's not the best channel to model off of. I watch like a lot of what's his name? Matt Diavella. His channel is really great. I watch like mostly kind of lifestyle. Honestly, I watch a lot of lifestyle people, man. I love Joe Rogan and stuff, but those aren't inspiration for doing the channel. I would say the biggest inspiration is reading, like being able to do something like this with you guys, like connecting with 25 people that I normally never get to connect with, seeing the comments, like really, I notice every single time I get stuck, it's because I'm thinking about myself way too much, right? Every time, or if I get burnt out, I tend to lose focus on helping people, like why I did this, because it's to help people. It's not for the money, because ad revenue for my channel is not amazing, right? So, but it's really going back to your why. And I think it's really important to have that written down. And that's why this year I've been focusing on my why, my vision. Why do I do this? What am I doing? And what I really want to do, what I feel very passionate about. The one thing that sparks me every day is creating my rich life, leading people to that rich life instead of just making more fucking money all the time. What makes a meaningful life? And I think that's why videos like Why I'm Single at 30 did really well. It's one of the reasons why my pharmacy videos did really well, because I was breaking conventional wisdom of like, hey, this is the ideal life, when it really wasn't, So yeah, just want to share that. Kevin hits 10k subs now. Cheerio, chip cheerio. 99 cents from Burt Gordon, smiling face with sunglasses. Oh man, yo Burt Gordon, thanks MVP, appreciate it, bro. And what are good topics? I don't know what this is referring to. Sorry guys, I'm fucking really late for my comments, bro. Sorry. Lemon, with Kevin, any topic is a good topic. Okay, cool. To rebuild credit, apply for secure credit cards. Yeah, that's what I was mentioning earlier. As for good credit, so I would say like some really great resources to rebuild your credit. Ramit has really great shit. I mean, if you guys want to know, like I actually look up to Ramit Sethi a lot. He's one of the people that, I first followed. There's a few reasons why I like Ramit, and that's why, and I model a lot of stuff that I take from Ramit, First of all, Ramit is like, he is just like an authentic, moral, ethical guy. That is so lacking in the internet world. Second thing, he's very minimalist, very simple approach. He's all about big wins, not like doing big wins with systematic approaches, with lean systematic approaches, right? So there's that. And I just really love Ramit's stuff. So I know Ramit has a few articles on getting out of credit card debt, so make sure to watch that as well. How do you deal with bullying in the workforce? Well, it's been a while since I've been in the traditional workforce, but it's tough, man. This is something I probably struggle with too, man. Like voicing your opinion and stuff like that. And I think like I wish I could give a better tip for this. I obviously need to understand the context a little better about like what's happening in the workforce. If you feel like you're being bullied around or anything like that, but for me, one of the things that I struggle with is either kind of like try letting things go when they shouldn't. I've been actually forcing myself to be a lot more vocal and be a lot more understanding and stuff like that as well, and learning different social styles actually. Tom is actually really good at this. Essentially, it's like there's 4 quadrants, right? And maybe I'll bring this up. I'm not sure if people really want me to talk about this. 4 social styles? 4 social styles. And let me pull this up. And so I do want to share this because I thought it was really interesting. It's very similar to like the gems and like HTC and all that shit. But really, so here we have, and this is my face. Let me drag my face out of here. Let's put it to the top corner. Put this back out here. But this is really interesting because it talks about like this whole thing, and look where I want you to look at is like right over here, this part, right? And there's 4 social styles. There's analytical, driving, expressive, amiable, and stuff like that. And it's really comes down to communication, speaking to people how they want to be, how like, and this is how people make decisions. And so like if you're trying to influence someone to make a decision and they're more analytical, you know that you need to talk to them that way. Same with the driver, expressive, like with drivers, and Tom can probably talk a lot more about this, but you're talking more about goals and whatnot. Analytical, it's more factual and stuff like that. But you should definitely take a look at this. If you guys want me to do a separate video, or if I can find a better resource, more than happy to talk about it. But usually I've been using this a lot recently, especially during sales and stuff like that too. It's really amazing. Let's go back into the comments. Let's see. Discover has a good secure credit card with cash back, says Lessons Unlocked. Yeah, dude, Tom is the master, like really great with credit cards. He has like a spreadsheet and shit. Like, dude, I was like, damn, I didn't even know all these perks. And he's like, yep, did you know? I'm like, fuck. And that's the type of people you want to be around, because people like Tom is a lot older than me. He's also has a lot more experience than me. Those are the type of things that people that you want to spend time around. You know, it really changes you. It's really great to have those type of people in your life. Do you think e-scooters, micromobility is still a trend worth investing in this year? Like, are you talking about like 9bot and stuff like that? I actually have an electric unicycle that I've not opened since 2016-17. I think it's, you know, I think one of the reasons why I didn't really use my 9bot unicycle thing was just ease of use. And when I see these scooters, they're a lot easier to use and stuff like that. And if you don't live that far away, are you talking about personal use or actually investing into a company like Segway or 9bot? I'm kind of curious, Bert. Let me know in the comments. I'm learning about the credit card game right now. Pretty confusing at first, but you just gotta keep learning. There's levels to this stuff. I don't even know. I wouldn't consider myself a credit card expert, by the way. Like, I know a little bit here and there, but not as much. I know enough to sound like I know stuff. So it seems like Chinese people are particularly fond of investing in real estate. Any specific reasons why? Ooh, that is a good that's a good observation, man. I feel like Chinese people really like physical assets a lot. Digital assets, it doesn't do much for them, right? But physical assets that you can hold. And I think it comes back to the thought that like there's something when you can see it, you can feel it, where it makes it real. Like you'll rarely see like, and I'm talking about traditional Chinese people talk like buy Bitcoin and things like that, because it's not real, right? I don't know. I just feel like it's old, tested, true, and like people can grasp real estate. Think about it for a sec. And maybe it's not just Chinese people. I don't know why Chinese people actually gravitate toward real estate, but think about real estate for a second. You can actually go in a house. Can you like give someone a Bitcoin? Not really. It's hard. Or even like digital marketing services, right? It's hard. You can't like literally work like, hey, I'm doing work on digital marketing like physically, like it looks very boring, right? But like when people talk about construction, they're like, oh yeah, that makes sense, right? So I don't really know. But you know, Chinese people always, and I feel like most people in general like love real estate in general. I don't think it's just Chinese people, man. How tough is it living by yourself? I'm not living by myself. I actually have a roommate. Well, only for what's today? Today's January 12th. In like 2 weeks, I'm moving. So it's going to be fucking crazy, bro. Whoa, you helped Joe with his credit rebuild? No, I did not help. I just want to clarify. I did not help Joe, rebuild his credit. What I was saying was that Joe has a really, his, what is it? It's not Jamalian Academy and stuff. He has like a section in that course talking about rebuilding credit. Now, I haven't been through his course or anything like that, but yeah. So, by the way, my credit score is below 500, but I've been developing digital marketing, high ticket closing skills over the last 3 years. That's sick, man. That's awesome. Closing, by the way, is like one of the really important skill. Like I've been learning a lot about sales and stuff. Like it's one of the most important skills that you can build, right? If you want to build something great, model Aaron Alexander from Evolution Daily. His mastermind is a close family in only 2 months. Yeah, you told me that actually. You know what I will do? Evolution Daily. I'll take a look at it, man, and check up his. Oh yeah, it's pickup advice and stuff. Cool. Yeah, I've been kind of out of the pickup advice, man, for quite a while, but I'll take a look at it and see if I can model it or something. So yeah. Let's see. By the way, just want to say business and hustling is extremely fun activity in my opinion. Well, dude, it gets really addicting, man, for the most part. Like I'm really addicted to hustling. Like honestly, recently I've just been just like I want to work. Like this is in my DNA. I enjoy it. I love meeting other people that are doing the same thing, but it can be an unhealthy obsession sometimes. Dan Pena is right. There is no work-life balance, man. Especially in this world where I'm in, there's no work-life balance. I can be not called at any time. I set boundaries. I tell my team like, do not bother me for this. Unless the fucking shit is burning down, do not bother me for this, right? I need a section off my time, but it is really, really, really fun, man. So, bro, they teach us about finances the last 2 months of high school. They don't even teach you like real finances, man. Like I never learned. I don't know. Maybe your school was different, but for me, we never learned how to manage our money or balance books or anything like that. It's really tough. Luong, Tam, say hi. Finance channels have such a high CPM. Have you ever thought about shifting to a personal finance? I actually do have a personal finance channel. But it's more of a case study type of thing. So if you go to Kick-Ass Investing /YouTube, I actually have a YouTube channel here, Kick-Ass Investing. Been started almost 2 months ago, and I'm going to be uploading a little more to it. Everything is driving to my main full course, but you know, I'm planning to create a lot more assets on it and stuff like that too, man. So just really playing with the new channel and stuff like. So I do have one, but yes, they do have high CPM. I want to build my own fleet of e-scooters. The cost is cheap from Alibaba. Build out an app, charge $1 to unlock 15 cents. A lot of those companies, right? They actually. Okay, this is what my finance friend told me, my roommate, and he was telling me like a lot of these companies are not profitable at all whatsoever. So I don't know. I mean, try it, man. I'm obviously not the right person to ask for that sort of stuff because I'm not that type of guy. But you know, there's a lot of like from what I see in the streets of LA, because I live in K-Town, I see these scooters all the time by Uber, by I think Lyft has one. I used to see the Bird ones a lot, but I haven't seen them recently. And I've seen like a few of them. And this one, yeah, the Uber ones I see the most right now. So, but like these things fucking break all the time, man. Now that you're older, do you think more about lineage? When you talk about lineage, do you mean like more legacy type of thing? I do think about legacy from time, like what I want to leave behind on this earth and stuff like that, or starting a family, I guess. Not so much, because I'm only 31. I'm turning 32 in like a few months, so not really. I don't think about family too much. I mean, one step at a time. Like for me, I would just want to create a really strong foundation, because I feel like I use words, I feel like I'm not at the right point to start a family. In reality, you can start a family whenever you want, but I want to have a solid financial financial future before I start a family, because not to say I can't do both at the same time. I also want to enjoy my life too, man. Like, I still haven't done things like backpack in Asia and shit. Like, and honestly, there's that whole headache of finding the right spouse and all that sort of stuff. And I just don't want to. A part of me just doesn't want to grow up, man. I'm just a fucking kid. It's like at the end of the day, real talk, man. Worth insurance, but there's a turnkey company that offers $400 a scooter, and they build on top of the app. Public transportation sucks in my small city. It'd be really cool if you can get funding from the city to fund that project. That'd be really cool. You use other people's money, not yours, man, or acquire a company that's already doing it. So Michelle Obama 2020. 5 to 10K investment max. Thinking about using my student loan disbursement to make up some sort of flip. Up to you, bro. At the end of the day, I wonder what the payback time is, like where you break even and all that for that investment. Brad says, man, my voice is like parched. Brad says, I agree with you. Our school barely taught us anything at all. It was complete garbage. So freaking true. You know what's really interesting? By the way, I just want to throw out an observation. Just with this stream, man, like it's crazy. We have 22 people on here. 6 of you guys haven't liked it. Would appreciate a like. But real talk, I can tell this channel is picking up. Just because when I first started doing live streams like this, they wouldn't. For the most part, I mean, I could keep up with all the comments, man, but now I'm like a few comments behind, and it's so hard to keep up these days. It's fucking crazy, man. So, just want to thank y'all for being part of this journey, bro. So, the content of Evolution Daily doesn't matter. He has a model that every coach should use. Awesome. Are you going to live in LA for the rest of your life? Oh, I don't know about that. I just really see, here's the thing. I just know I love LA the way it is. I don't like the taxes here, but in general, I love being in LA because it's almost like a playground, man. If I really want to go hiking, I can go hiking. If I want to go to gym, I can go to gym. I can go to Eddie Bravo's gym. It opens up so many opportunities, and you meet so many unique people here. Especially in the Agent Hustle Network, I've been meeting a lot of people in LA and stuff like that. So, really cool shit, man. Thanks for the reply, says Bert. Yeah, no problem, bro. Here to help. Question, are you religious? Why or why not? Let's see. Here's the thing. I don't focus on things like religion. I've never been big on religion. My dad's side is Roman Catholic, but I was never baptized. And my grandma made that decision of like, hey, Kevin will decide what he wants to do, but we're not going to impose a religion on him. And I'm not saying I'm atheist or anything like that. I'm more agnostic, right? At the end of the day, that's really not my focus, right? To focus on a higher power and all that. And not to say if you do, like, there's anything wrong with that. But to be honest, like, what I've noticed, or what Dan Pena says, actually, this is not my idea. Dan Pena says, like, the people who are the most religious are the fucking brokest, because they rely on a higher power. Now, do I agree with that? I don't know, but I think it's an interesting trend. Like, of course, I look at some people like case by case, and I've seen that kind of situation happen. But in general, I'm not very religious, right? Although I do believe, like, I'm very spiritual, if that makes sense. Like, I believe in like connectedness and all that sort of stuff. Like, there's some sort of weird, there's a lot of weird coincidences. And is it factual? Fuck no, right? Like, but it just makes me it just like, I'm very open-minded to a lot of things. If you watch this channel, you guys know I'm very open-minded to a lot of different things, like ayahuasca and all that sort of stuff too. So not religious though. The later you start a family, the better, especially if you're rich, because you'll have life extension technology soon. Our high school economics teacher gave us the advice to share one cell phone with 3 roommates to save money. What the fuck kind of advice is that, man? Why don't you just fucking learn how to start a business, and so you can buy fucking 3 phones and use that as a tax write-off, right? Like, I don't know. It's because you're interactive, bro. Replying to my comment kind of makes me like, this dude is cool. Yeah. And I want to say this, like, cool. What's really cool about this is like, the software I'm using allows me to highlight people's comments. Like, in the past, I would just read them out, but I think there's something about this dynamic where I can like literally highlight a comment here and interact with it. It's really, really cool. And I can like pop things up on my screen and shit if I want to answer your question. But honestly, like, it's interesting, the type of questions people ask me, right? They ask me financial type of things. They ask me, like, it's all across the board. Having you guys notice, it's pretty interesting. I love it though, because I'm a multifaceted type of guy. I'm not just a one-dimensional guy as well. So there's no such thing as religious children or children. There's only religious people. If you had to leave LA, what 2 cities, metropolitan areas in the US would you move to? Well, you know, it's interesting. I've actually been thinking about going outside of the US, right? I've been thinking about going to Chiang Mai. That's one place. But if I were to think about a different area, I would think about, like, dude, I really like Dallas actually. When I went to my friend's place and visited them, Dallas was really sick. I've never been up to like Bay Area, like the Bay Area and stuff like that. So I don't know what that's like. Although Hotlanta would be pretty damn cool, because I'm a hip hop head at the end of the day. I don't know. Those are some really great questions. I mean, like, honestly, the up north is like fucking cold as shit. I don't see myself sticking to one place that long. Like, I like being digital nomad, and I just really like SoCal a lot. For some reason, it just speaks to me a lot. So it's really, really weird. That's a great question, though. I can't even think of one, but maybe Dallas or something like that. But it's fucking hot as shit during the summertime. I've never been there during summer, but I can just imagine. He also gave us to eat top ramen for breakfast, lunch, and dinner because it'll save more money. Well, short term, but think about your health, man, long term. Like, dude, going to a hospital is not fucking cheap, like, at all. Like, for any of that sort of stuff, and it costs more burden on healthcare costs for everyone. So, fuck that guy. Maybe you'll like San Diego. Oh yeah, San Diego too. I mean, I'm thinking about outside of California for the most part, but yeah, San Diego would be pretty cool too. The humidity and the heat. You probably get this question a lot, but is 6 figures worth it? You know, it never really occurred to me, that question. Because I think the real question I had to ask myself was like, so this is talking about my life, my personal life, right? And so when I was making, like, let's take pharmacy for example, right? Because that was when I was consistently making 6 figures, right? When I was in pharmacy, was it worth it for the lifestyle that I was living? Fuck no. At that time, no, because I didn't have control over my time. I didn't have control. I wasn't location independent. I had to be in the pharmacy, had to be in that area. Didn't enjoy that at all. And also, you know, the income wasn't scalable. I was like really capped out at the end of the day. And that made me very unhappy, feeling stagnant. That, you know, and I don't think people really understand until you're in that situation. In consulting, they call it the golden handcuffs, but it's very similar. But like for me, I just was not happy, and so for me at that time, it was not worth it. Now, if you flip the question, if I was making mid six figures for like something like digital marketing or something like that. A lot more rewarding. The pay is very scalable. And it's fulfilling. The work is fulfilling, and you get hits all those points. So that's why I'm saying, like, it doesn't matter how much money you make, as long as the money can support that lifestyle that that you want to attain is the more important thing, if that makes sense, right? So Armored says yes. Lessons Unlocked says it depends. Is six figures going to sustain that lifestyle that you want? See, that's so fucking funny, because Tom's philosophy is like osmosis through my freaking head, man. Pretty funny. Dude, I'm from Atlanta. It's so cool that a whole different video compared to most of the vid. I can't see it, but the summer is bad, but not as bad as Texas. Low six figures to high six figures, yes. Everyone's lifestyle will be different. I know people living happily making less than six figures. I'm a lot happier. I was a lot happier making less than six figures. I think this year, it's obviously too soon to say whether I'm gonna hit six figures or not. Most likely I will, but you know, it's way too soon right now because it's only like what 12 days into the year, man. So are all those people Asian? Lessons Unlocked says no. Is it worth the extra money you get to get good for you food? What's good? Like healthy food? But the truth is, man, like there's a lot of places where you can get really good healthy food for not that much money. Now, if you want to go out and eat bougie meals all the time, that's one thing. But I think you can make things work out right now. Like Costco these days, there's always organic produce there. There's always like really like there's a lot of things over there. So I think good for you food. Like I've seen people make it work on really cheap eats and stuff like that. There's a lot of YouTube channels devoted for that. Oh shit! You know what? I lied. Tefra, I would consider moving to Las Vegas. That is one place that I really like a lot. I forgot about that place. Fuck, it's close enough to California. No state tax, state income. I think there's no state income tax, and yeah, man, like that is somewhere I would want to go. Summers are brutal, and plus I can hit the strip whenever I want to, right? So that'd be pretty cool. I wanted to move to Nevada for the lakeside mountain hiking near the Utah border, like Mead, recreational, high elevation, and all that. Okay, cool. Armor Ghost, but I know one Filipino happy making less than six figs. Yeah, and we both know that Filipino, Tom. Pharmacy is the worst. It's not really six figures after taxes, loans, no upside to earn more. Yeah, and that's the thing. Like, it's really comes down to the lifestyle that you want, right? And I'm not saying the pharmacy is the worst for people, right? There's happy people in pharmacy, but honestly, most of the people that I know, they're not super happy in a traditional pharmacy role. I think I've never seen somebody ecstatic about it. I've seen people just kind of be like, yeah, it's not so bad. You know, that's the reaction I get most of the time. Oh, you were like autocorrect. Yeah, Atlanta is actually one of my favorite cities, man. Hotlanta, like, dude, I stayed at the was it? No, not the W. Like Hotlanta was great. I wanted to go Cascades, the roller skate rink. I was going to go to Blue Flame. I went to Magic City. I went to like a lot like Waffle House and shit like that. And it was really cool because you used to see all these places in these rap music videos and shit. And being there in person was really cool. People are really, really nice down there. I went to MJQ back in the day, like probably around 2014 2015 or something like that. It was really cool, man. I just want a small house condo in a Lexus, dope PC living in French suburb. That's luxury for me. Winco is a great, amazing place to eat on a budget. Damn, we got all these comments, bro. You can get really healthy food for cheap. Even at my brokest, I never stop eating healthy food. Healthy food is an absolute necessity. Absolutely. If there's one important thing that you should never skimp out on is your health. Because here's the thing, like, especially with healthcare being so fucking expensive in this country, you do not want to compromise it at all. Like, if you can't think clearly, your performance goes down. It's one of those core keystone habits that is so important, right? It's the most key thing ever, right? Do not skip out on healthy food and eat trans fat bullshit. Ideally, you know exactly what lifestyle you want. You know what lifestyle you want, so you can identify what earnings you require. But nobody has a crystal bar. It's safer to take money more seriously. Well, so one of the things Armored, one of the things that you're right. It's hard to imagine exactly what you want, right? But I feel like there's certain themes that or certain patterns, or like I don't know the exact, like for example, I give the rich life example a lot, where it's like I'm looking for a remote income that is scalable, right? That's the first thing. I'm looking for impactful work. Now, do I know the exact nature of that impactful work? I don't know, right? But that's a guideline. And then I'm also looking for cool creative challenges, and also hustling with homies, working with people that kind of light me up. So that's the borderline criteria. And I think as long as you have a general sense of what you want, it's better than having no idea of what you want, right? So just wanted to throw that back, Lil Pump says he's gonna go get a college degree soon. Lil Pump. Have you ever been to Phil's Coffee? If so, what's the flavor you get most commonly? I don't really like Phil's Coffee that much, but when I do go with my friends, because it's only if my friends are meeting up there, I get like a mint like what's that mint drink or whatever, and I usually get no sugar. My friends are like, dude, that is disgusting, and a little bit it is kind of disgusting. Wings are the best in Atlanta. Yeah, I heard Magic City wings are like amazing, but unfortunately I didn't have that. Is Phil's hipster, or has it been corporatized? It's a pretty corporate chain right now from what I see, right? It's like one of those coffee chains now. Very hipster, but the coffee is very good. It's all right. I've had better coffee for the most part, right? Yes, we have the nicest people. I went to New York and felt people are so rude compared to white and black people in ATL. I'll tell you this, there's a lot of Asians down in ATL too. Like Stephanie Seuss from the ATL. But dude, like New York people are kind of dickish for the most part. They're cold. They can be asshole-ish. I totally feel you on New York people. I remember the first time I went to New York, man. Not the first time, maybe second time, right? It was me and a bunch of my Asian friends. We decided to take something called the Fenghua bus over, and it's this like Chinese bus, $15 to go one way. So I was like, holy shit! So when we were in high school, we would do that, and so ended up in New York, and we're just like, oh shit, we want to grab dim sum, right? And then we're just like, where's Chinatown? This guy tells us the directions to China. We go up to this guy. He gives us directions to Chinatown, and then guess what? He gives us directions the opposite way. That fucking asshole, bro. Like, it's so fucking funny. So yeah, New York people can be quite rude and whatnot as well. But it's the nature of the city. When you're that populated, man, people are rugged, they're rough, they're quick. They have a different type of nature. But some of my best friends are actually New Yorkers, man. It's really crazy. Because here's the truth about New Yorkers. They're very real with you. They're upfront and shit. They don't play shit, bro. Like, I love it. You miss pharmacist salary. Would you go back? No, not really. I would probably never go back to doing pharmacy. Like working as a pharmacist, that's just not my forte, bro. So just wasn't happy. And if you dissect that rich life I just gave you, it didn't really hit any of those criteria, man. The income is not even that scalable, to be honest with you, right? Man, we got 26 people. Like, dude, I feel the longer I stream, yes, it gets very tiring streaming, by the way, running my mouth for like over an hour. But I feel like the longer I stream, the more people I get on this stream too, which is really fucking cool, bro. If you make money first, but with no idea what to do with it, you'll fall into a rat race. But if you have an idea of what your lifestyle will cost you, I feel like there's more to this. Can I expand this? Nope. No, I cannot. Okay, cool. Would you ever consider living in Western Europe? You know what? I'm not a very Europe type of guy, to be honest with you. I spent some time in Scotland. Yeah, not my cup of tea, man. And that's only one place. I've never been like an actual like in like France or Germany or anything like that. I just had never had the desire. Really, I would love to go to Thailand and Southeast Asia and all that. My friend was telling me like he was like Chiang Mai, beautiful, you'll love it. Yeah. So Tom says, say buy a home, car, travel, have kids, build a business. Could be many things. You just reverse engineer. It really starts knowing what you want to do. Otherwise, you'll be making money blindly. Very true. And here's the thing, like Tom, like his background, man, like he had a lot of that stuff, and he can speak full. Like because for me, I actually never owned a home or anything like that. And for those 10 people who haven't liked this video, make sure give me a thumbs up or a thumbs down. I don't care at the end of the day, but just give me some engagement. But yeah, Tom knows firsthand what it's like, and for me, I've had sort of a taste of what it was like to taste those things of like having good income and stuff like that. But honestly, my health was at its worst. I was miserable. I wasn't very happy. And now I have a lot more freedom these days. Being able to control your day, man, that is that's one of the things I'm always so grateful for, right? At the end of the day, no one can force me to do anything. There might be repercussions, but for the most part, no one can force me do anything like that. Have you ever heard people starting their own pharmacy? Yeah, of course. Especially going to mergers and acquisitions, I understand like the financials a lot more, and personally, I would never go through the headache of starting my own pharmacy. But you know, some people like. I think it's a lot easier to buy a pharmacy, to be honest with you, right? With good cash flow already. What are some good coffee shops you recommend? I've only been to Phil, Starbucks, Pete's. Oh, so you've been to main shops and stuff. So I'm bougie, man. I really like independent shops, right? Cold brews, that is my thing, right? Although I have to say, Starbucks' nitro is not bad. Like the nitro cold brew is pretty decent. But you know, there's different levels of coffee too, right? Like I have my favorite gas station coffee. I love 7-Eleven. Like surprisingly, it's like one of like gas station coffee is pretty like if I'm going for a workout, then it's what I need. But like I really, and if you're in the LA area, I really like Groundwork a lot. I really like I've been going to Alchemist Coffee quite a bit. It's all right. Who has a really good nitro cold brew? I can't think for some reason. I actually make a pretty damn good cold brew too. It's really not that hard to do. So, yeah, I drink a lot of fucking coffee, by the way, Tefra. I saw your next comment. So many Vietnamese and Korean there. Blue Bottle tastes good. Oh, Blue Bottle is pretty good too. Yeah, I forgot about that place. We go there every once in a while, but not too often. Do you drink coffee daily, or do you think it's helpful when you have a lot of work? I do it daily, bro. Like, I don't know. There's something really cool like about writing down my goals and doing all that. Writing down my goals and like sipping on coffee or going on sales calls and sipping on coffee. It just really makes my day. It gives me that extra buzz. I do a lot of I was gonna say ayahuasca. No, I do a lot of things like what do they call them? Not nootropics. Adaptogens too, like Tulsi and all that sort of stuff too. That I do a lot of that. So it kind of relaxes me and decreases the whole like, yeah. So I'm not wired all the time. Let's see, and they're beautiful too. If you can find a decent looking indie type of shop, that's probably good too. Yeah, I mean, like I love supporting small businesses. That's my thing. Like I guess, you know what, I think that aspect I'm pretty damn hipster. Like when it comes to coffee, I'm pretty damn hipster for the most part, but everything else, not super. Kevin, we need to start catching up weekly or bi-weekly and get on the calendar this year to keep us honest. Yeah, dude, that'd be really cool, man. I would love that. Andrew says, what up, Kevin? What is up, Andrew 1234? Holy shit. Oh my god, there's so many damn comments. This is awesome, bro. Like I'm so fucking excited. Man, oh shoot. I actually literally scrolled through all the comments and all that. Armored Ghost says, or Tefra says, I don't care what the theme of a coffee shop is. I'm just looking for a quality product. Would you ever consider quitting what you want to do to be a bartender? let's see. I would actually quit everything to work at a bank. I think that's pretty interesting. The reason why I say this is because hold on, let me adjust my camera because I'm standing up. But the reason why I say this is because one of my that CEO CFO person was like, everyone should understand what it's like seeing, like, by working at a bank, you get to see so many damn businesses and you get to understand, you get to see patterns and whatnot. And I was like, that's very interesting. So he recommended me to do that. So I would consider doing that, but could I get a banking job? I don't even know, man. Those places might have a correlation with good coffee, just like if you can find Turkish style place. I've had Turkish coffee once. It was very like, I think it's very harsh or something like that. They have that special kettle and stuff like that. I just quit a job a week ago. I know how that felt. That job was only paying $10 an hour. I forgot who I was talking to, and I'm going to walk around because like I've been sitting in one place for a very long time. But I think like honestly, for us, who was I talking to? Oh yeah, it was one of my really good friends yesterday. Because what was happening was that we were at a Korean restaurant, and then she was at her job for like about 5 years, and then she got really tired of it, and she just quit all of a sudden. And she was telling me this feeling of being overwhelmed and just like feeling like, oh fuck, I have this looming gloom over my head, right? Where it's where I don't know where my next paycheck is coming and stuff like that. And what was really interesting was that that's how I kind of feel now, right? Sometimes, right? And especially in the world of commission only sales and stuff like that. Like that's majority of my income. And I know exactly how that feels. It's very unsettling sometimes when you're not making any money, but it's something that you become very, very comfortable with over time. So that's the one thing I told her. It's just like, it's just a drill, and you just realize that you just get better and better at, you know, figuring shit out and all that as well. So whatever, consider at working at Taco Bell for a year just to get the emotional experience. Dude, I worked in a retail pharmacy. That shit was brutal. Like as a technician, that shit was brutal every single week, man. Like that was getting like what I've had every single racial, like not every single, obviously no one's dropped M-bombs at me, right? But I've had almost every single, like I've had racial things like shouted at me, had every single fucking thing. And you realize like I've done a lot of those jobs. And yeah, I've already kind of paid my dues with that. I had mall jobs. I was a freaking push carts and stuff back in the day too. So do you feel like the reason why bro became popular was because of PewDiePie, Jake Paul, and Frat started using it? I don't know why I use it. It's so funny. I don't know why I use it all the time. Especially in my vernacular. I don't know. So I think I started watching like Jersey Shore and stuff. That's when it started changing, man. Ghost, interesting. I love coffee, but I don't really know much about it. I heard about the Turkish style, but I for sure try it. Coffee is really interesting because I don't drink. So coffee is like one of those things that there's subtle notes. There's all these nuances to coffee, which is really, really great, right? I have a friend. They went to France, and he said they somewhat stink. Don't wear deodorant. Kind of sad because he knew the language, so you have to learn the language first. I speak French myself. I'm planning a 3 to 5 month vacation so I can decide what if I want to live there. That's awesome, man. Digital nomad life. There's nothing bougie or hipster about supporting your local economy and small businesses. If you lost all the business knowledge that you had, what would you start to learn first? Honestly, at the end of the day, I learned sales, right? Sales is probably one of the most important things. Next to digital marketing, either one or the other. Both are essential to any business, but that's what I would learn first. And I would try to get a mentor as soon as possible. Someone who's actually making money, doing it, work under them. Don't even think about doing anything myself until like I kind of learn that process. I feel like people jump the gun way too much for launching their own business, man, and all that. Like honestly, take some time, learn the process and all that, and it'll eventually come. There's no rush for greatness, I think, and that's what you're seeing, this blowout of like gurus people selling courses just for fuck's sake of selling courses because they don't make money off their initial craft, right? And I think if you take the time to really master your craft, like you won't have that problem as well, right? You need to drink Ethiopian, best coffee, really strong. By the way, I forgot to ask, did you ever move to a new place? I'm actually moving to a new place at the end of the month, man. So that's really what I'm literally, it's really interesting. I'm literally selling all my stuff on OfferUp, like majority of my stuff, even my bed. I'm going to get rid of it. I'm selling, like, if you're wondering where the other one is, I actually just sold it. Well, it's actually up for listing right now. So sold my ironing board, sold my iron the other day for $15. So really cool. Selling my back stretcher and stuff and all this sort of stuff. I'm going to be selling my what's that called? My camera gear too, like some of it. Like obviously this is my main camera. I use it all the time. I'm going to ask my friend whether I should get a second angle a second angle camera too, just as a stationary one for future edits and stuff like that. So emotional experience. What are you on, Smith? Lol. The Taco Bell question was trolling, but thanks for a serious answer. Pharmacy techs make $100K per year like SCV. No freaking way. Usually techs are paid like $10 an hour back in the day, like when I was a tech. Obviously it depends chain to chain. Some of them in the hospital make closer to 20, 25, 18, somewhere around there, but definitely not 100K from what I know. Ask me anything for 2 hours. Yeah, dude, I'm fucking tired, guys. I'm gonna wrap this up very soon, but pretty much it's 2 hours. I swear I have the longest 30-minute streams, bro. It's crazy. Like even this guy Ruben, he's like, hey, I'm back. So he's gone. I think Kevin would learn how to do a radio show. We'd all be calling in. I definitely should. And if anybody's really good with tech stuff, man, if they want to shoot me like a subscriber type of thing, I would love to kind of because here's my situation right now, because I want to do call-ins, right? But obviously I would need someone to kind of screen the calls. I don't know, like I'm just trying to think about the logistics of doing that, and honestly, would blow my freaking head. Like if I was multi-managing too many things, man, because obviously as I'm talking to you guys, I can't be like, yo, what's up? Like I have to be engaged with the comments and stuff like that. So I think it would be really cool to get like a talk show and stuff like that to kind of, well, not get a talk show, but really have like multiple people on this show too, but I'm pretty much solo doing this, man. Like everything about this channel is all solo for the most part, so I have to kind of do a getaway, bro. My question is how to start out with any startup cash. There's a lot of different business models, man. Honestly, that probably could be a whole video in itself and whole course in itself. One of the things that I would tell you to do, man, is like read this book called Personal MBA. It'll teach you all the business models and stuff. Start off with a good foundation for business, man. Find a business model that you really like. There's like print on demand. There's like offering services and stuff like that. I think that is a great way to start. But I don't know you at all. I don't know your strengths. I don't know your weaknesses, bro. So there's a lot of things. Obviously, you can't do an arbitrage business. Like when I say arbitrage, what I mean is flipping, right? Obviously, you can't flip anything if you can't buy anything, right? So that rules that one out. So yeah. Let's see. I don't believe in people paying their dues. If you can make your first job, dream job, go for it. Don't waste time. Depends, man. There's a major caveat to that, by the way. You have to have like a dream team behind you. Like you have to leverage somebody else's success if you're going to go down that route, man. So I'm not saying like, I agree. Like that's why sometimes with like school, like I don't believe that you always need school to do something. Like if you want to be a video editor, you don't need to go fucking film school, bro. Like it depends what type of editing and stuff like that. I'm not the best editor either, so don't be like, oh Kevin, you edit shit. Yeah, dude, I'm self fucking taught, bro. Like but you know what I mean? So yeah, for real, man, I agree. Patrick P says, I'm a mid-college life crisis right now. Is pharmacy saturated or is it just retail pharmacy? Would appreciate an answer. Well, I would pull the Bureau of Labor statistics again, but yes, it is. There's pretty much no job growth in pharmacy. If you are in pharmacy school, like, finish it up because it's too late. But if you're not in pharmacy yet, consider looking at other healthcare careers if you want to do healthcare. Like I said, PA is really, really hot right now, like really hot. And I personally would go for that if I want to do healthcare, because honestly, you get to practice with patients, right? You get to write your own prescriptions. It's pretty good. And most of my PA friends are actually surprisingly happy. Most of them are actually really happy with their jobs. It's not just like, it is what it is. No, they're really happy. They're very satisfied, man. It's really amazing. So Kevin is shifting into extra high minimalism. What's really interesting? I was watching Alex Becker and he sold all his shit, bro. I was like, fuck, that's really interesting. On a JK News, they talked about how Gina Darling cannot stop sweating from the French heat in Paris. So it's kind of hard to believe that not many people would wear deodorant. Kevin always goes on over 30 minutes. Yeah. By the way, Benzer, Tom is Lessons Unlocked is a really good friend of mine. He's like one of my closest friends. So yeah, man. How much does farm school cost? Especially with these prices these days, I think it's like running like almost $50,000 per year, depending what kind of school you go to, man. It really depends. I think last time I checked, it was like almost $200,000 just for a regular 4-year school. I can't remember. I don't have the things on, but if you go to, and it depends, public, private, a lot of different factors. If you go on to it's not the PCAT. I can't think. Farmcast maybe. I think it has all the lists of schools, and I don't think it has price, but definitely if you go on the website for each of the colleges, they'll list the prices for their colleges and stuff like that. So, man, let me do it, or podcasts. Yeah, dude. I just gotta think about the logistics, bro. So. Yeah, Kevin, you enjoy talking and engaging with people. Use that to your advantage. You're like Joe Rogan. That's what people say. Actually, what's really interesting? One of my affirmations was like, dude, I would be fucking excited and stoked and hyped to just be on the set of Joe Rogan and just like talk with him all the time. But I'm telling you, man, like I'd rather do it with a co-host or some shit like that. Like that'd be really fucking fun. But the problem is, when you do it on Zoom or something like that, it's like shitty quality. It's not, you can't engage. You can't pop up with comments like I'm doing right now. Ideally, what I would want would be someone to just be there and stuff and just shoot the shit with them and just have them read out comments too and stuff and engage. I think the more people, the better, man. So I started doing print on demand. But thanks, Brad, for really recognizing that. Really appreciate it, brother. All right. I started to do print on demand in affiliate marketing. I'm trying to grow a meme page at Instagram. The baby Yoda. Shameless plug, I guess, right? Why not? That's smart. Leverage somebody else's platform to promote your own stuff, man. Benzer, I'm just messing with him. Hey, bro, it's Asian time, man. We always go late. Are you worried about AI eliminating a lot of jobs? People say creative jobs are safe, but they've been developing emotional intelligent AI. Yeah. Here's the truth, man. Like skills like sales and stuff, people will never, yes, you can craft landing pages and stuff like that, but especially when you go higher ticket and stuff, people they like the buying experience of, talking to someone, running ideas through someone, even though they know that they're a salesperson, they have incentive to kind of sell them and stuff like that, right? So that's something that is important, but in general, like, I'm not too worried about it. I don't know. We'll see. I'll tell you this, after going through everything I've gone through this year or these last 2 years, I have the confidence that I can figure out anything that fucking comes my way, dude. Like, trust. Anything that comes my way, I can figure it out. That's why, like with QLA, I get very nervous, right? Talking to people like these higher exec people, but I know with practice, like going everything that I went through with sales and all that sort of stuff, if I can do that, if I can make it through pharmacy school, I can definitely do this. It's not a problem. Now, the real question is, do you want to go through the school of hard knocks with it, right? And all that. So I don't know. Okay, thanks. I was thinking about becoming a pharmacy tech, but I just wanted your opinion. Yeah, pharmacy tech is all right. There's actually a pretty decent job growth for pharmacy tech, ironically. Hold on. Pharmacy Technician Bureau of Labor Statistics. Let's check this out. Man, I swear, like I use this site all the time, man. This is like, dude, I should just bookmark this shit, man. Take a look at this. Let's see, 32K per year. So that's what I was saying. 100K seems out of thing. 7%. So it's better than pharmacists, but not by too much, man. So I personally would not become a pharmacy tech. That was not worth it for me, but maybe in a hospital is a lot better from what I hear. Until AI advances to levels unheard of in science fiction, there's probably not much to worry about displacing people from jobs. What are your thoughts about Dan Locke and his HTC program? Well, I got a very interesting video coming out tomorrow. But I'll give you a recap. I like his HTC program. It was very life-changing for me. It was really great. Now, Inner Circle, HTM, and all that was not a big fan of, but and pretty interesting. If you go to my affiliate links right now, none of them work, and that's what I'm going to be talking about tomorrow. So, I have pretty big news for tomorrow, but save it for tomorrow, man. I'll be your co-host. Let's do it. Although, Tom, if there's any problems, it's my internet, not your. It's your internet. It's my internet, not your internet. Yeah, let's talk about it, man. I know you guys did a vid together. It was so good. Lessons Unlock OP Consult Almost Partner. Dude, so one thing I really like about Tom's perspective is because he has a lot of experience, but he's also he's very understanding of people and people's situations, right? I think one thing that I've learned kind of from Tom and just being around him is just like learning not to jump the gun with solutions so readily, right? Really taking time to understand people's situation, yet he has crazy experiences, probably experiences that he does not want me to reveal on this show. Maybe in the future he'll talk about it himself and stuff and all that, but it's really cool. So yeah, I would love to have, if we could figure out a way, Tom, let's do it, man, and just really plug your channel and shit. And by the way, follow Lessons Unlocked, shameless plug. But make sure you right click, if you see Tom's thing, right click and open a new tab. Make sure you stay on this video, man. I know that I watch you. You say physician assistant is good, but competition is just as high as med school acceptances. What are your thoughts? Well, here's the thing, because I say just because something is competitive, that means it's really good, because a lot of people are trying to get into it. I'm not saying it's easier or anything like that, but the outcome, quality of life and all that sort of stuff, most of my friends are a lot happier doing being a physician assistant and stuff like that. Depends obviously which niche you're trying to go into, but of course that is the new hot trend right now, and I feel like we're still early in it. So will it be like pharmacy? Who knows? Maybe in the future, right? But who knows? You gotta realize we have a shortage of providers right now, in this country. And so that's why you're seeing a rise in nurse practitioners, a rise of physician assistants and all that as well. So, yeah, those are just my thoughts. I mean, you still gotta put work in, you still gotta have a USP, you still gotta do all that sort of stuff, man. So you just gotta figure out how to manage your voice to do a lot of talking if you're going to go down this route. A lot of talking, more like Joe Rogan. Yeah, it's interesting to see how Joe Rogan does it for so damn long. But also, Joe Rogan is not having a hour monologue by himself most of the time. He usually has a guest, and usually when it's back and forth and stuff, it's a lot easier to manage. Trust me, I'm on the phone. I'm on the phones a lot of time in the day, doing a monologue for what I've been doing it for hour 30. Holy shit. Been a long time. Growth hacking 101. I didn't mean to plug. I was just saying I'm trying. No, it's totally cool, Ruben. I'm totally cool with that, bro. From HEC, what percent of the members make six? I don't fucking know, dude. I'm not Dan Locke. Like, dude, I don't know stats of his program. I was never team Dan Locke. I don't know. And I think like a lot of time you just gotta ask yourself, like, if you take a program, it's never a magic pill. Ask yourself what gap it, like, okay, I'm here. I want to go here, right? What is the gap in between? How is this going to help me get there? Is it the knowledge? Is it accountability, mentorship? Is it going to provide me the right people to guide me along the way? Is it going to help provide the right like process or skills to get me there, or strategies to create this business, right? Or is it going to provide me tools? Like, more critical thinking is important, and that's why I watch these guru shaming channels. I'm like, duh, these people got ripped off because they didn't have a very good. They felt like they got ripped off because of the They felt like they got ripped off because they didn't have clarity of the problem that it was supposed to solve, right? And they just treat it like a cure-all magic pill, right? That's not how you're supposed to invest, man. That's like, you know, and I don't blame these people, because here's the truth. No one teaches you this, right? No one teaches you this, right? And honestly, kind of goes on the gurus too, because they should have a very strict, like should have a stricter vetting process, just like a school, right? Like with the school, like typically people will, with like a school like type of program, I mean, they're very selective, right? A lot of these gurus and stuff, they're not selective. They're very focused on sales and stuff like that, which is not right or wrong. But, you know, at the end of the day, I feel like more emphasis should go on personal responsibility. That's just me, though. I feel like people should be a lot more responsible. You should accept the consequences if your investment does not work out, right? I'm also interested in consulting. Funny is I'm also majoring in MIS. Would be cool to talk to you. What type of girls you like? White girls or Latina girls? I will tell you this. If I pull up my Instagram right now, I was showing my friends. I was like, dude, it's all ABGs, bro. Asian baby girls, like complete in the explore page. That's why I never use Instagram, because I will get caught in the rabbit hole. I majored in MIS, thought about making videos on consulting, still thinking about it. Tom, you should absolutely do it. Just talk about a few things. I mean, not too many people have your level of consulting experience, so I thought that would be really cool. Texas is high demand for PAs. Tom, since when did you find out so much about PAs, bro? The staffing levels after so low and companies are so lean with their staff, it's hard for pharmacists to prove their worth to other healthcare professionals, especially in retail. So that's kind of like the vision of the healthcare. Like, so one of the things that I'm seeing with a lot of pharmacies is like, we got to ask ourselves, why are conditions getting a lot worse, right, in pharmacy? And honestly, it has to do with the reimbursement, I think, or maybe corporate greed. That could be the reason too. But I feel like a lot of pharmacies are not well managed as well, right? Like, ever since I started doing MedSync and all that sort of stuff, like especially near the end of my career, it was a lot easier. It was still manageable, but it was a lot easier to kind of manage a pharmacy. Still, there was a lot of times where I felt like, oh man, I'm drowning right now, like in all that. But I feel like there's a lot of opportunities for pharmacies to be a lot more profitable, and it all comes down to like processes and systems, right? If you watch ZDog MD, great article about healthcare 1.0, healthcare 2.0, healthcare 3.0, the gold standard of where we're trying to head. Healthcare 1.0 is kind of like the days of like doctors orders and shit, where, you know, doctors had like full autonomy and they controlled everything, right? But there was a lot of corruption during that time. There was not they weren't process focused, so there was like different outcomes for everyone. Then healthcare 2.0 came, and that's kind of like the world that pharmacy's in right now, where it's checkboxes like DIR fees, outcome metrics, right, stars, and all that sort of stuff, like all these quality metrics that don't really impact our patients or mean jack shit to our patients, right? Healthcare 3.0 is really the vision, and this is what when I'm talking about like, when I'm talking to my board and stuff, I talk about this all the time, but healthcare 3.0 is really the vision where processes, technology support the patient relationship, because during this process, no one fucking trusts their healthcare professional, right? Because they're so concerned with, oh, if I don't hit this, if I don't get this vaccine, it's going to drop XYZ or whatever. You know, if they're not on a ACE inhibitor, on like, you know, like these sort of things, man, it's kind of like, it's, it kind of, you have to have trust with the providers that they're going to practice at the top of their license. We're going to hold our patients accountable, but also not using data and processes and technology to kind of like free up the time of your staff and stuff like that, and promoting better processes within the pharmacy. So it takes a lot of initial work, right? But that's a problem, is like all these programs come out for a lot of corporate chains, and they don't have enough. It takes manpower to actually implement these programs. And so these pharmacists, these pharmacy staff, people, they're not adequately trained. They just watch a fucking video and they're just like, oh, off to races, and they get very little support. And that's why these programs fail a lot of time, right? So just really interesting insight. Oh boy, holy shit. I'm tiring out, guys. So I'm going to slow down pretty soon. But any last comments, make sure to comment below. I learned more from online business than I ever did in Mutta school. Don't be scared to eat and drink while live streaming. Nothing wrong with that. Actually, I get bad comments when people say I eat or drink and shit. But actually, do I have any water? Fuck, I don't have any water. Ugh, damn, I left it outside. It's all good, though. What are your thoughts about legalizing marijuana? Never smoked weed in my life, but I'm for it, man. Like, I'm really for legal. I go to 10 Planet Jiu-Jitsu. Like, Eddie Bravo's so pro, like, marijuana. Honestly, I hold a lot of, like, chances are, what's really interesting is that chances are whatever Joe Rogan believes, I'm probably along those lines for the most part, right? Drink a lot of water during these live streams. I should, but I just haven't. Would you use student loan money to invest, like taking the max student loan? That's the only way I can get startup capital. Thoughts? There's a lot of different ways that you can get startup capital, bro. Sure, if you want to use student loans, go ahead. But honestly, I would say before you take out a loan, figure out what kind of business that you want to do. Make sure that the business model is proven, works, that you can model from it before you even take out a loan. You're jumping the gun way too. Well, I don't know how far you are. If you really want to do that e-scooter idea and you're really sold on it, figure out how much money you actually need to kind of do it. What is the profit margins off of it, right? What are the current competition? How much revenue are they making off of it? And what are the operation expenses? Like, this is stuff that you should kind of know before even taking out a loan, because once you take out a loan, you're committing. And there's things like SBA, like for small businesses and all that sort of stuff as well. There's a lot of different ways. I would follow actually Dan Pena. He has a whole video about how to get the fucking money, and it talks about all the ways to get the money. So take a look at that. He needs to take a drink from my Refugee Hustle mug. You know what's really funny? I don't even have a Refugee Hustle mug in front of me. You know, I got Engineer Truth, bro. Like, you got my boy Matt's cup right here. I don't even have my own. I have like a fucking Hello Kitty and shit too, man. This funny thing, this cup is actually from Cannon Brie. They gifted it to me like back at the old house. So really miss those days a lot, man. I miss those days of all that. So I think the guru should allow anyone to buy their program. It's the responsibility of a person to decide to educate themselves. Absolutely, man. Like, that's how I feel. Like, that's exactly how I feel. I think you definitely should, like, you need to be a lot more responsible when buying a program. Like, but since people don't teach you how to invest, they don't teach you how to be personally responsible for that. Catch 20, it's tough, man. Like, but at the end of the day, I think it's common knowledge. But just because I think something is common sense doesn't mean it's common sense across the board as well. Remember, I know someone who's becoming a PA for that very reason. Who is that? Fuck, I can't remember, bro. Oh, I'm a bad friend. In the same way that you keep on saying personal responsibility, people want these gurus to take responsibility for knowingly targeting vulnerable people. Same goes with predatory school loans. Yeah, but here's the thing: you can't blame people. You can't blame the gurus for doing that. Honestly, that is the role of the government. That is the role of for things like the FTC to get involved with as well, right? Um, and honestly, it's just shady business practices. Like, here's the thing: I don't agree with everything that the gurus do. Actually, I disagree with a lot of the things that gurus do, and that's kind of my video tomorrow. Actually, talking about that a little bit. You know, I don't think everything that they do is ethical, but you can't control what other people are doing at this time. Like the FTC, the government is not very stringent on it, right? Sure, they've shut down a few different programs out there and all that, but in general, I like, what the fuck? My roommate's going crazy in the background, dude. He's sick, by the way. But at the same time, like, you can only control what you can control, and the one key factor is always taking responsibility on yourself and making sure that you do your due diligence, right? So, and you like, I talk about some of the solutions that you should do. Like, honestly, pay with a fucking credit card every single time. Every single investment for an online course, pay with a credit card. Know why? You can, if it's a real scam, you can charge back, right? Or they usually have refund policies and stuff too. I'm not saying abuse it, but you know, like, it's something to consider, right? And don't buy the upsells if you never got value the first time. Chances are you're never going to get value on the upsell or any of the Ascension programs. And upsells and all this sort of stuff aren't bad things, right? If they solve a true need to your problems, great. You know, that's the one caveat. But, you know, again, it's really understanding where you're trying to go so you can fill that gap with that particular business solution or something like that. Nerd from Space says, yo, a grown adult cannot be targeted. We all did make our own choices. We did. You know, I mean, at the end of the day, I can't blame anyone for tricking me to go into school. I mean, that was my responsibility. I probably would have done it again, but that was my responsibility. I never blamed the schools for that. Like, all that. You know, is it really the responsibility of the schools? I don't. Personally, I think it's kind of fucked up, you know, like, on a personal level, but is it really their legal responsibility to kind of for schools to cap out pharmacists and stuff? I don't know. That's kind of iffy type of thing when you start talking about like how much you can actually, how many students you can enroll and stuff like that. I don't know. It's kind of a iffy type of situation. I don't have the solutions, man. What are your thoughts on foxes as pets? Oh my god. Okay, more question down your lane. How far do you think CRISPR is in the future? I have no idea, bro. I'm not. I do not follow CRISPR that much. I do know what it is, gene editing and all that. I think like Joe Rogan talks about it. Joe Rogan probably knows more about it than I do, bro. But I don't really know. But especially with things like China, they have different ethics, man. So they're more willing to be more experimental with things. Oh man, I can't find my iPhone. Go buy a guru's course. Any marketing guru, you'll learn something. It's honestly, like, I've bought most of these gurus, right? I hate the word guru just because, you know, these people are just people. They're just a few steps ahead of you, right? They're no magical, like, they're not a fucking unicorn or anything like that. But you know, they have some success in one area, right? And so yeah, like, I've learned every single course that I bought, I made it worth it, right? I learned one piece of advice or something where I applied it. There's only one course out there, and I'm not gonna tell you guys which one. Maybe I'll save it for another video. But there's one course that I fucked up on and was the worst investment in my life. But maybe I'll save it some other time. Hint: it's a female. Oh yes, fuck. Sorry, man. Wow, that I just fucked up as a friend. If someone is broke and they want to invest themselves, they shouldn't be forbidden from doing that by the guru. Everyone should have the freedom to do whatever they want and buy whatever they want with their own money. Yeah, that's exactly how I feel, actually. Like, because no one, I have to, at the end of the day, no one holds a gun to your head to fucking buy a course. That is someone's prerogative, right? Should be their right, you know? But here's the thing, like, so this is how, because take it from me, right? I close, right? I always tell people legit, like, what you're doing is pretty risky. Are you okay with those consequences? They'll be like, yes or no. And that's part of ethical selling, letting them know up front, because you're not going to, here's the truth. It's easier to win people by lying to them, deceiving them and all that. That's one issue, right? But when you're playing the honest game, it's more of a long-term solution, because people will trust you at the end of the day. So, and all that. Okay, cool. That car salesman tricked me into buying the car. Really? He's so smooth and charming. It's fucking funny. Nerd from space. I'm sorry I skipped your question, bro. Anyways, guys. Okay, I'm at the end. I'm really tired. I gotta eat some dinner. I gotta submit my report to Dan Pena too. So I gotta bounce. Hey guys, this was the longest 30 minutes ever. But really had a lot of fun just connecting with y'all. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe to this video or whatnot. I don't know. Check out my video tomorrow. I'm actually writing a newsletter might go out tomorrow, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So I'll have a newsletter. If you subscribe to refugeehustle.com, join the newsletter and all that. So anyways, guys, really had fun tonight. Have a great night. Have a great week. And yeah, we'll talk later. Later, Bert. Later, fam. I'll talk to you guys later. Peace. Oh.